Hey, just putting together a quick video. Of course, whenever I get here to the workbench, it starts working for me. So I'm still just going to show you anyway how you would approach a Ditting coffee grinder like this. It doesn't work. Usually, you'll have one of these switches down here. You can see it's got the rounded edges around the outside. I apologize for the slightly low light, but hopefully you can tell. Now, it's very important. It's unplugged right now because, like I said, it started to work for me just because, but we're still going to replace it. If I hit this switch and all you hear is the switch sound, no humming, no buzzing, no electronical noise whatsoever, then it's likely going to be your switch. These Dittings have a switch problem. It's a very well-known issue. And so if that happens, let me show you what to do real quick just to replace it. A little thing you can do that I actually don't recommend, but I do it anyway. You can take some contact cleaner, literally just spray it in there on both sides while it is unplugged. Thank you. Don't do that while it's plugged in. Let it sit for a second and try it. Sometimes that'll loosen it up to give you life for a few minutes. I bet you don't have this on hand, but it is a good way to diagnose that the switch was in fact the issue before you go tearing this thing apart too much. And so let me actually plug it back in right now. So it's working for me, as you can see, because it's on. The switch was broken whenever I brought it onto the bench. It wasn't giving me any life at all. So anyway, we're going to flip it over, and I'm going to show you what it's like underneath to fix it up the correct way. All right, now I know this thing is really stinking heavy. If you happen to have a little square here, I don't think all of them do, then your unlock is going to be a little bit easier. What you're going to want to do, if you don't have that, you're probably going to need to take all of these off. You can technically just pop this switch out if you feel so inclined. I don't like to do that just because you're liable to break something or pull some wires. But since I have that little square, it means I can slide things out. So I'm taking off these top two screws. Sorry for the shaky cam. This one's stuck on there a little bit easier, or a little bit more. And then we can just loosen the bottom two enough to give us some leverage to where we can bend this. Obviously, you're not actually trying to bend something, but it'll let you get just enough clearance to get that switch out. Now, again, if you are doing this while it's plugged in, you are not very bright. That's probably mean, but it's true. Don't leave this thing plugged in. So, like I said, it's popped open. This is just enough room where you can actually slide this piece out and then slide it out the same way. Now, you should check to make sure this is true for your switch, whichever one you order. First off, get one that's actually rated for the machine, something at least 15 amps, if not 1 horsepower, depending on how the switch shows it. But we can, on most switches, just line it up. We're going to use the exact same terminal locations because sometimes the nomenclature on the side is different. But we're just going to line up these pins, swap them over, and then replace it. All right, so it was the exact same physical configuration of pins that we aligned with. Now, of course, I chose a green switch because green adds probably 10 more horsepower. You can get these actual OEM switches from Ditting, and they're like $40. I got a 2-pack of these on Amazon for like $12, and they're pretty much all the same. I choose marine grade ones because they have the rubber coating on the outside. Obviously, coffee shop. Or on a coffee bar, a lot of things like to get wet. But let me put it all back together real quick and show you it in action. All right, we're back. Switch has been replaced. Again, the big caveat to this is if you only hear that sound whenever you activate it, no buzz, no hum, no anything, it is very likely the switch is a known problem. For whatever reason, they like to go bad, and they give you no real sign other than you just try to turn it on, and all of a sudden, it doesn't work. But alas, here we are. New switch, again, green switch, just because I like that. You don't have to spend the OEM money on it. I might get in trouble for saying that. I'm sure comment warriors will tell me that below, but this is how I fix it. Hope this is helpful, and it only takes about 5 minutes, so should get you back up and running.